Ever noticed how many individuals destined for greatness face intensified struggles with desires of the carnal nature? This dark and usually unspoken fight is not uncommon, and the reasons behind it are nothing short of shocking. If you've been grappling silently with this, take solace in the fact that you're not isolated. As a matter of fact, ancient scriptures offer profound explanations. Let's delve into the truths behind this concealed warfare. Looking at the Bible, multiple characters bearing divine anointments endured severe enticements. Take, for instance, King David, a man after God's own heart, who succumbed to lustful desires for Bathsheba, or Samson, whose great potential was marred by his fondness for Delilah. Even individuals chosen by God today aren't immune to this tussle. However, why is it that those singled out for majesty seem to be a bullseye for lustful attacks? This transcends mere human frailty. It's a far more ominous spiritual combat, and the adversary knows exactly who to target. The Bible unequivocally affirms the existence of spiritual warfare. Ephesians 6:12 attests, "For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places." Lust is more than a physical allure. It's a spiritual onslaught aimed at the divinely selected. The enemy knows too well that corrupting the purity of a chosen one could potentially thwart God's plan for their lives. Now, why is this conflict so potent? Let's unravel 5 astonishing reasons. Firstly, heightened spiritual sensitivity amplifies temptation. Being spiritually attuned often means a raised consciousness of both God's proximity and the enemy's plots. The enemy wields lust as a potent device to distract and enervate those bearing divine mandates. The torments faced by the anointed ones are more vivid, as the enemy is all too aware that entrapping them in lust could impede or even halt their spiritual maturation. Secondly, isolation fosters clandestine scuffles. Estrangement is common among chosen ones, as their root is often one few comprehend. This solitariness, though potentially a gift, equally opens them up to danger. Bereft of stringent accountability or intimate spiritual ties, lust morphs into a covert struggle. This covert nature aggravates the ability to triumph over it, trapping numerous chosen ones in hushed agony. Thirdly, lofty callings invite formidable attacks. The grander the calling, the fiercer the struggle. Lust is not merely a human predicament. It is a spiritual assault intended to keep the chosen ones off balance, depleted and distant from God. Multiple celebrated leaders and spiritual warriors have met their downfall by discounting the strength of this war. Armed with lust, the enemy sets relentless traps, aware that even the sturdiest warriors can be vanquished by their desires. Fourthly, emotional injuries present opportunities. Many chosen ones wear emotional injuries such as rejection, abandonment, and previous heartbreaks like badges. Without healing, these wounds can become conduits for lust, where the enemy presents lust as a counterfeit comfort, aimed at satiating their emotional void. This results in lust morphing into a coping mechanism, creating a vicious cycle of sin and guilt difficult to break. Finally, superior spiritual gifts exist alongside frail flesh. Regardless of their robust spiritual gifts, chosen ones remain human. The flesh is inherently weak, and without disciplining the spirit via prayer, fasting, and renewing their minds consistently, the warfare against lust intensifies. Robust spiritual gifts require potent self-control. Absent active spiritual fortification, chosen ones can inadvertently succumb to lustful thoughts and actions. Lust is a covert battle many chosen ones endure, yet victory is attainable. Through spiritual discipline, accountability, and healing, chosen ones can triumph over temptation and steadfastly pursue their divine purpose. The enemy's mission is to entrap them, but God's might surpasses everything. The question then is, will they rise to the occasion or capitulate? Lust isn't merely a physical urge, it's a spiritual weapon used against individuals with a divine calling. Satan's strategy is simple. If he can corrupt a chosen one, he can obstruct God's plan for that individual. So, why does this battle against lust seem so difficult to win? Let's discuss 5 surprising reasons. 1. Enhanced spiritual sensitivity. Those blessed with spiritual gifts often have a heightened sense of both God's presence and the devil's schemes. Lust is one of Satan's favorite weapons to impair and dishearten those with divine callings. The chosen ones might experience stronger temptations, as the devil knows ensnaring them in lust could stunt or utterly derail their spiritual progress. 2. Loneliness breeds trouble. Chosen individuals are frequently set apart and follow paths that are often misunderstood. Although this isolation might seem like a blessing, it can be a downfall. When you lack confidants and spiritual companions, lust becomes an internal battle. This secret war is hard to win, leading many chosen to suffer silently. 3. Call to greatness invites stronger attacks. Greater purpose attracts aggressive opposition. Lust isn't merely a human weakness. It's a spiritual onslaught intended to distract, drain, and distance the chosen ones from God. Several remarkable leaders and spiritual warriors have stumbled because they underrated this battle's intensity. Satan exploits lust to continuously bait and trap, fully aware that even the mightiest can succumb to their mortal flaws. 4. Emotional scars open doors. Many chosen individuals bear emotional wounds, rejection, abandonment, past heartbreaks, which can leave them open to lust. When someone is emotionally vulnerable, the devil offers lust as a deceitful comfort, a counterfeit connection to fill the void. Unless these emotional wounds are healed, lust can become a coping mechanism, trapping you in a cycle of sin and guilt which can be tough to escape. 5. Great spiritual gifts may come with weak flesh. Many chosen individuals possess potent spiritual gifts. Nonetheless, they are still human with mortal frailties, and without regular spiritual diligence, prayer, fasting, and renewing of the mind, the war against lust escalates. The larger the divine gift, the more significant the need for self-control. Failing to fortify their spirit, they can easily fall into the repetitive cycle of lustful thoughts and actions. Lust is often a silent battle many chosen individuals combat, but it is a battle that can be won. Spiritual discipline, accepting responsibility, and healing can help overcome this struggle and let you continue on your divine path. While the devil's aim is to keep you entrapped, God's power and grace are always superior. The decision becomes, will you fight or will you let yourself fall?